Hey guys, it's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking baseball. It's on the home stretch, and we've got a couple teams that have already clinched their tickets to the postseason. We've got a nice little deal, 15% off the entire site at picksandparlays.net if you use the code SCC. The A's and the Dodgers are favored minus 190 in this one. They've been the favorites in every single game this season. The total is 9. We've got Mike Fiers going for the A's, and I believe it's going to be Walker Buehler. He's not officially listed as the starter, but I read in one of the articles that he's supposed to be starting after coming off the IL. We've got Dan, the Professor Kaiser, joining us to drop some knowledge. Dan, what jumps out to you when you look at this one?
Well, I've looked at two things. One, the Dodgers are the Dodgers, and they're still on a roll. I mean, they're 7-3 in their last 10. But one thing that stands out is their run differential. It's at plus 125 right now. They just scored tons of runs. So at this game right now, I'm looking. I like the Dodgers. That's too big of a price to pay. So I'm looking at the Dodgers on the run line in this game.
That's one of the two places I was looking, because obviously I'm not going to take the Dodgers at minus 190 or whatever. But as you mentioned, their run differential, I have trouble saying that for some reason or another. They're a team that's really good on the run line. When they win games, they usually win pretty big. They've actually covered the run line in 7 of their last 9. The only times they don't cover the run line is when they lose outright. So taking away that result, when they win, they usually win big. So I do, if I took the Dodgers here, I'd definitely go run line. Some other things to point out in this one, Mike Fiers. Most people do not like pitching against the Dodgers, but Mike Fiers might be one of them. He's actually thrown a no-hitter against the Dodgers. Granted, it was several years ago, and his last outing at Dodger Stadium, he went 7 innings, 1 run. So he does have a good history against this Dodger lineup, and that's why I would go first 5 under in this one. Walker Buehler is another quality pitcher that I think he can keep the total pretty low, at least in the first 5 innings, because I think the question for him is how long they're going to let him go. Because for the Dodgers, their thoughts are on the postseason right now. I don't think they're too worried about some of these games. I think they're still going to play hard, but both these teams are probably thinking about the postseason. Are there any other things that you would look at when it comes to this game, Dan?
Well, I agree with you on the first 5 under. You look at Oakland. I mean, when they lost Chapman, I mean that was a big blow to them. That was basically their offense. They just don't hit. They're just not hitting the ball. They don't have people on that are hitting. Even if Friars gives them 7 innings or 8 innings, can they score? Can they score at all? That's the only thing with Oakland. They just don't score a lot of runs. They lost Tuesday's game 7-2 to the Dodgers, and with that inability to score, it won't take much. It won't take much for the Dodgers. It might only take 2 or 3 runs, and that will put them over the run line. So right. I think it's a combination of Dodgers pitching and hitting against Oakland's not being able to hit. So
right.
That's why
Oakland can hit. They're just very streaky. And it seems like they only hit when they really need to. And we saw it last year. They had a lot of late game comebacks where they wouldn't score any runs till the late innings of the game. But I just want to make it clear on the record that I don't think Oakland's a bad team and that they have bad hitters. It's just, like you said, overall, they don't manufacture a whole lot of runs, and they actually strike out a whole lot compared to a lot of teams, especially for a team with a winning record. And I think that speaks to how well their pitching and their defense is. I know a lot of people don't like to talk about defense, but they have multiple Gold Glove winners in their outfield and infield. They lost one with Matt Chapman, but their defense is really good. That's going to wrap it up for our Dodgers and A's talk. Dan, thanks for joining us. Good points as
Thank
always.
you.